You make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and this shows on the scoreboard.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you got to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns add on to their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Joseph now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their...
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there. And now it's second down. Here's Mayfield. The secondary has been roped. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are pouring it on. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. This Ravens offense heads back out there led by Lamar Jackson. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
If he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Returnable here for Callaway. Sheds off the tackle. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
Let's go.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 45. Mayfield now on the move to his left. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The end result, 21 yards. To throw, Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham. A gain of 6 there on first.
On any given pass. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
180. Time to go, night.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, and it's 3rd and 4. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Baker Mayfield, 28 yards. And the Browns continue to roll. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did.
And what did his offensive, remember we talked with the offensive line, and one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. If I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me, often that opens up enough space for him to go.
Joseph now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to bounce that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Now Callaway on the return. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Beckham and the Browns set to take over again. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch.
He's got a man, complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room.
Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 43 yards. And the Browns are pouring it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. Right now from all the work he's getting.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Jackson to throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target. 3rd down here.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And a good rally to the football there as it looks as if they're going to stop him a couple yards shy of the marker.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
This is taken at the 18. Escapes the defender. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Mayfield to throw it. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's got this down to the 35. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Browns Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Now Mayfield steps away. Wide open receiver complete. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, 70 yards. And the Browns continue to roll.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
To throw is Jackson. To Boyle here over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game up and out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there? Swarming to it and not allowing that to happen. Did not let him get downfield.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of 2 there, second down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Sliding out of the pocket. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for
through an opening, and there he goes.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
Play fake. Mayfield looking for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 21 yards away. And the Browns are pouring it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
15 yards on the play, first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Throwing is Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on it so they can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. It just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
9 yards on the play and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. The veteran Morgan Burnett there on the coverage. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Throwing, Mayfield. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear that?
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Extra point safely through. And that will extend this big lead. Joseph now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Jackson to throw. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Here's Jackson. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder if plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. He's at the 50, the 40. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. He's got his man on the crossing route. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 33 yards. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Browns. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning. They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.